All right. Hi, everybody. Dr. Joe here, and welcome to video 3 on floor 3. So where we ended last time, we finished our bag of tea class, including the at method, which already throws a bag exception when you pass in a bad index. So the throwing is already written. Three things are still missing, and they are today's 3 steps. For step 1, our bag exception carries no message yet. It's what, the what method, returns a to-do placeholder string. Number 2, nothing actually calls at. The inspect command still uses our unchecked operator. So a bad index would actually be undefined behavior in this case, not a thrown exception. And third, there is no try catch. So even once at actually throws, the throw escapes main and actually ends up killing your program. Okay. So today, in order, what we're going to do is we're going to give the exception a real message. We're going to point our inspect at the at method, and then we're going to catch the throw. So the files we're going to touch here today are going to be the bag exception header file, main CPP, and really that's about all we'll have to worry about fixing here today. So let's go ahead and let's give our bag exception a real message here. So let's go ahead and open up our bag exception header file here. Okay. So an exception is just an object that you throw. Ours inherits from standard exception. So the standard catch, const, standard exception pattern actually works on it. It just needs 2 things. It needs a constructor that builds the message and a what that hands it out. Right now, both of these are going to be stubs here, okay? So, first of all, what we need to do, edit 1A for this part will be the constructor. So let's go ahead and find our constructor body. So notice here, there's our accept override, and you see here we have our bag exception here, okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to go out here, and I'm going to get rid of this code right here. Just want to kind of delete our comments here, just to kind of clean this up a little bit as we get going here. Okay, so we kind of pop in here. All right. So, what do we need to do here? Well, our usual recipe here, essentially, is going to be, and make sure also that you're in here within this exception class here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, and we'll say standard O string stream, and then I'm going to say OSS, and then we're going to say OSS index, we'll say bad index, and we'll say out of bounds for size. And we'll go down, we'll say less than there, and then we'll say bag size. Okay, and we'll say message is equal to OSS.string. Okay, so what exactly are we doing here? Well, the main thing that we're doing is, okay, looks like I forgot to pre-pin or append the underscore there. That's why I was getting the red squiggly there. Now, kind of looking at our code here, what are we doing here? Well, an O string stream is a string you can stream into with the same less than signs here that you use for cout. We build the whole message, index 98, out of bounds for size 5, for example, and store it in the member message underscore. And we do it here in the constructor on purpose. Why not inside the what method? Well, because what has to be no except. It runs while we're already handling an error, and building a string can throw. So we build it once now, and then we actually end up stashing it, okay? So, okay, sorry, somebody was outside there. So now what we need to do is we need to go inside our what, okay? So you'll notice here we have this essentially just dummy message in place here. So we're going to say, no, I want to return our message underscore dot c string like that. Now, what in this case just hands back a C string pointer, okay, into message underscore. So two keywords here on this line matter. No except, okay, and you see that up there in the header there. Notice that this function promises not to throw, which is why we did the string work in the constructor. Override says that we are replacing standard exceptions version of what, okay? If we'd misspelled it, the compiler would catch it instead of silently doing nothing. C string, C underscore string, gives a pointer that's valid as long as the exception object lives, which is exactly until the catch block ends. Okay, so add is done, but inspect still doesn't call it. So in this case, nothing would actually change, but our next step is actually going to go and fix that. So let's save this and let's go ahead and open up our bag header, okay? And we want to scroll down to our at, okay? So see, there's our at section here. Now, don't change anything. I just want you to look at this, right? So we see we have our const t ampersand at, okay? This is the at we already wrote in the second video. Look at how little it is. It's operator plus one idea. Check the bound, and if the index is too big, throw, okay? That single word throw right there is the whole exception lesson. When it runs at, does not actually return, sorry. Control leaves immediately at that point and starts looking up the call stack for someone who wants to catch a bag exception. We just gave that bag exception a real message there in step 1 of this video. Now we need something to actually call at and something to catch what it actually throws. Okay, so let's go to our main CPP then. Okay, so let's scroll down here. So let me open up main.cpp, and we want to go to the inspect command branch here. So help me find this here. So what we're doing here on our search command, okay, or no, not search. We want inspect. Yes, I'm gonna delete this comment right here. I don't really need that in this case, so I'm gonna go ahead and back out. Okay, and so we notice here we have, if we go down and find, which let me get rid of that as well. Okay, so you see here we have our item it equals hero inventory n minus 1. So what we want to do here is we actually want to actually change this here. Okay, so I want this to be const item ampersand it is actually going to be equal to our hero.inventory at n minus 1. Okay, so we're going to swap that over. We're going to actually use this. So one character of meaning here, essentially. We swap the unchecked brackets for the checked at. Now, if the index is out of range, at throws our bag exception instead of reading bad memory. Okay, so now let's keep on going with this. Okay, because what we need to do now is we need to actually catch it to keep the game alive. Because at this point, sure, you could throw an exception, but guess what? Your program's going to quit executing, okay? So we'll notice here that we have essentially this whole thing is wrapped in a while command right here. So what we want to do is we want to actually go ahead and wrap the command dispatch body in a try and then add a catch down there to the bottom. Okay, so this is really just two small inserts, okay? So let's go ahead and say, okay, we're going to say where we have this if line empty right here. Okay, so I'm going to insert in a line right here, and I'm going to say try, okay, and then we are going to, actually, I should probably do it right here for if the line's empty. Let's insert it in right here. Okay, so we'll enter in our try branch right here. So we open a try block here right after we read the line. Everything that dispatches a command now lives inside the try. Now I want to find the end of the command chain, which should be our final else, which be right down here. Okay, so we see here the vault does not understand. What we'll want to do now is we'll say the vault does not understand, another bracket, and then we'll say catch right here, and I'm going to say const standard exception ampersand e, open up another set of brackets. I'll say standard cout. I'll say no such item, and then we'll say e.what, and then we'll do it like that. Okay. Now, what we're saying here is our catch that goes with our try. It's at the bottom of the loop, and there's three things to notice here. For one, we catch a const standard exception ampersand, okay, the base class, not a BagException specifically. BagException is a standard exception, so this catches it, and it'll catch any future exception too without us adding more catches to the code. Two, we catch it here at the command loop, not down inside at. Okay, at can't do anything useful with a bad index. It doesn't know what the user was trying to do. The loop can. We can apologize and ask again. We want to catch the exception where we actually do something. And three, we print e.what, which is the message we built back in step one. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's run this here. Make sure this works okay here. So we should now be able to say, all right, let's enter our name in here. And notice here we have the inspect. So I could say inspect 1 is the rusty sword, for example. And of course, I could check my inventory. You see that is number 1 there. I could then say inspect 99. And you see no such item, index 98, out of bounds for size 5. So by doing this, you see now, though, it's back. So I can say inspect 2. And you see it keeps me in the loop so it doesn't break out. Okay. And that's the important thing from this lesson right here. Okay. So that closes the Forgemaster's vault for us and floors 0 through 3. What stands between you and floor 4 is going to be our first warden, which is going to be our midterm 1. And it's going to test everything from the antechamber through the vault. ADT, search, sort, templates, and exceptions. Okay, so make sure you go get ready for that. And then I will see you in floor 4 adventures. Have a good one. Bye-bye.